So with every question that I was doing and every video that I was watching, be it classwork, be it the 700 to 800 PDFs, I made an Excel wherein I used to put all the questions that I had gotten incorrect, or the
Hmm.
ones that I had guessed. So those were the questions I was putting in, and then I used to revise them at regular intervals. So that really helped me gradually build my level. If you don't have the time, put in half an hour a day, but just don't give a gap. Because of that gap, I could not build on my concepts. Basically, with my job, it was very difficult to coordinate the two together. My job and my studies, it was a mess for me in the beginnings, because with my job, with a consulting job, I just don't understand, because the timings are so unpredictable and everything, and it was just like a big mental toll on me.
Hi, Khyati. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. First off, a very big congratulations on the GMAT 760, Quant 49 and a verbal 44. A big congratulations. And thank you so much for joining in today. It would be great if you could just start about yourself, give a little bit of background about yourself and what was your what were your challenging section before you started your GMAT preparation altogether?
Sure, sure. I started working with a consulting company, and I thought, okay, beside this, I would start preparing for GMAT all over again. And that's when I started researching for GMAT preparation courses, and I came across top 1%. So I believe I started off with top in May or April, around that time. So I thought that because the scores that top has gotten are stellar, and I had seen quite a few interviews and all. And in fact, throughout my journey, I was always looking at those interviews to, motivate myself.
Fantastic.
But yeah, but the main challenges that I faced was basically with my job, it was very difficult to coordinate the two together. Like my job and my studies, it was a mess for me in the beginning. It was very hard to come in with that consistent effort,
Right.
because Sandeep sir had also mentioned in all of his classes and all the interviews, consistent effort was what was needed.
True.
And right. So in fact, it's actually funny that he takes these motivational sessions, right, from time to time, which are like 3 hour long and all. So I attended one of those, and matlab, his words really pinched me, and I was like, oh my God, I have to do it now.
Right.
And since then, actually, since that day, I decided putting in that no matter what my work is, what is it like. I told everybody in my office that I'm giving GMAT, and please, I need the morning times off, and I can't manage the two together.
Yeah.
So then in the mornings I decided, okay, no matter what, I'm going to be putting consistent effort. And I believe then 3 months later I gave my paper, and the
And
score is wonderful.
fantastic. So there were quite a lot of other, obviously Sandeep sir was your mentor, but even these things to align is sometimes it's a luck factor, maybe people at work were pretty much aligned with, let's say,
Everyone
what
was
you
really supportive of this,
support.
that I have to say. There were a lot of support pillars, but yes, my main motivator, basically somebody who was taking me through thick and thin. Well, I've not spoken to him
Right.
per se, but it was Sandeep sir for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So this is what Anushri mentioned, that you come from a commerce background, and
Right.
you were initially struggling with both quant and verbal. Although GMAT as an exam was not a new thing, because you've given GMAT before you arrived. So was that when you came to top 1%, quant and verbal was still the challenging section overall? And what did you focus more on? And let's just delve into quant first, and
Right.
then we'll go to this stellar score that you've got of because of which, quite honestly, you've got that 760 or 44 in verbal, right? A little, it's like the percentile is more than quant. So in quant, what specifically helped you overcome the challenge? What material and what content that you actually studied that helped?
So nothing out of the ordinary. Everything I just followed step by step the course that was given, the plan that was given by top. But yeah, since the beginning, actually verbal I've always been a little more comfortable with. Quant is the topic that I really struggled in. Like till the last day, in fact, I was giving the top mocks and all, and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And because honestly, verbal in like the official mock, quants in the official mocks, I could ace them. But I knew that the paper in reality is going to be much tougher than it is in the official mocks. And that I could see in the top 1% mocks that was happening. So quants, basically, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I just did all the classes,
Yeah.
all the classwork, and the 700 to 800 PDF.
Right.
So that was
And
it. But yeah.
you see yourself asking quite a lot of doubts and questions during your preparation?
So I had a lot of doubts, that is there. But as soon as I saw the solutions or the videos that sir had shared, the solutions became very quite obvious, honestly. Like I didn't understand why I couldn't get to them.
Hmm.
But I don't know, somehow it was always a little dicey for me, quants. And
Right.
but because of 700 to 800, it actually improved quite a lot. And by the end also, I could still see questions, and still, till a certain level I could comprehend, okay, how to go forward. And in fact, on the test day, there were 2 or 3 questions that I found a little difficult, but otherwise quants, I was like, it's okay, it's fine, I can do it. So
Right.
49 for me, I know it's not that great, but other than that, I'm happy with my 49 also.
Right, right. I mean, it's at least to start with for Indian student applying anywhere, even in India, it's a great score. Anything below 49 will be like, looked down
Right.
on for an Indian
Yeah,
student, right?
I
So you
understand.
did well there. So going to the verbal section, what was the most challenging, and then how did you overcome each of these sections, you could say?
Sure. So in RC, I was miserable. That's what I could tell you. And Sandeep sir's concentration on RC really helped me a lot, because the level of RCs that were given in the material were a lot more difficult, I would say. After giving the actual exam, I can tell they were a lot more difficult, because in the actual exam, I was very worried during the verbal section, because I thought this is my strong section, and it seemed so easy to me.
Oh,
I
easy.
thought, okay, yeah, I thought I'm doing really badly because this is too easy, and that just means that I'm not doing well.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that there I can definitely say that Sandeep sir's content is actually the top in when it comes to the verbal content, because earlier also I prepared with another coaching,
Hmm.
the verbal part only.
Right,
But the focus on RC here, and even the SC concepts of quite a few concepts were very new to me, the ones
right.
that I didn't know about. So RC and SC, I believe it was great. Like the overall content for verbal is actually what helped me.
The emphasis on RC, especially when it
Right.
comes in the very beginning, the very first session, although you're getting the entire
Yeah.
content, but the very first session, the emphasis is on RC, and
That is,
then to an extent where sir, ask you to go through awareness session and just
yeah,
to
yeah,
build around the
exactly.
context.
Yeah. So I didn't get my ESR this time around, but my verbal section, honestly, I could sail through it, especially the RC part, which was my weakest.
Yeah.
The RCs, I believe, were very simple in my
Right.
paper. They were a breeze.
So,
So,
what
mm.
is it in during your preparation? Did you incorporate the error logs? How did you see yourself building to that level of accuracy?
So exactly what you said, error logs. Error logs helped me a lot. So with every question that I was doing and every video that I was watching, be it classwork, be it the 700 to 800 PDFs, I made an Excel wherein I used to put all the questions that I had gotten incorrect, or the
Hmm.
ones that I had guessed. So those were the questions I was putting in, and then I used to revise them at regular intervals. So that really helped me gradually build my level
Right.
to, yeah. Yeah, but
And
then again, I believe verbal. I've been more inclined towards verbal. So I used to be doing verbal only. Like, okay, this is what I have fun doing.
and you've done full justice by getting that great score, that you spent a
Yeah.
lot of time there. Any specific moment before your exam date that you felt that you were very unsure about this topic? You get an exam, you're just going to breeze through, or have an exit strategy. Do you have any such strategy before the exam, let's say?
So I just followed. Honestly, Sandeep sir's words were the rule book for me.
Right,
That's it. He said 2 minute exit strategy. I followed that.
right,
The way he used to explain how to do the RC, I followed Octave exactly like he was asking us to. CR, SC, everything, I believe, whatever Sandeep Sayer says, just follow that, and honestly, automatically the score will pop out. That's what I
right.
believe. Because when I was giving the paper, I just thought, God, please, I want to touch a 700 this time. Otherwise, it's going to be really sad for me. So when I saw 760, it was really surprising for me. So that's when I was like, okay, just follow everything to the T, whatever Sandeep sir is saying, and the score will automatically come. That's just a
Any
byproduct.
during the test day, anything odd? You said obviously it was so easy, but then was there any moment that you felt this is completely out of something that I've not studied, or it's just out of scope, kind of a feeling?
So no, in the verbal section, like I told you, I thought it was too easy, because of which I thought I was not doing that well. And in the cone section, there were like two or three questions that I got a little stumbled upon. Like I had to think to like kind of get it, just get through those questions. So that was where a little, I would say, I stumbled. But other than that, I don't think there was anything very extraordinary or out of the ordinary for me.
Right, right. Perfect. So this is fantastic. Now, so here's the thing. So with regard to the GMAT, Sandeep sir's course is one thing that is given, and that is flawless. In the sense, this course is meant to work for to get a 760. You are a living example, and I'm sure if Sandeep sir was here, he would be mighty, mighty happy to, in the same fashion, to and would even congratulate. When we got this score, when Anushri broke it out to us, we were all of us were very thrilled because it's just it validates what you're doing. So there's the course. And now I'm also interested, is there any, so one of the things that you mentioned, that your team was supportive about letting you, but are there any habits that you kind of built on which kind of led to this? Consistency is one thing, and you took a little bit time from when you started to finally when you gave GMAT. Was there any break time, or did you take like a break, or did you take a break from studies, something that happened, and how did you get back on track?
So I did take a 3 4 month break before I even got with top. So there was a break over there. And then, like I told you, from April to, I would say, till September or maybe August mid, it was it was very hard for me to balance the two. And there were quite a few quite long gaps that happened in between. In fact, once I also texted Anushri stating that, I'm not being able to manage the two and I don't understand how I'll do it. So she said, okay, you can drop in a mail and all. And I had dropped in a mail also. Okay, I don't know how to do this, because with my job, with a consulting job, I just don't understand, because the timings are so unpredictable and everything. And it was just like a big mental toll on me.
You're right.
So that was where I was taking a lot of breaks. But when I actually started putting in that consistent effort, 3 months was basically all it took
All
for
it
me to get it to that level.
This is a point, right? This is something that you have changed and turned it around, because we can give you a certain guidelines that the GMAT is a battle. You'll have to make this time and all that. So you went and took this. This is a break point, I would say, that you went and appealed to your colleagues to kind of give that time, or what exactly happened? And,
The
what
break
changed
point was
to be
that
able to
that
balance
session. That session.
that session?
That session, the way Sandeep sir was so point blank, he said, if you don't put in this, then don't expect the outcome to be there. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to put in that effort.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's when it hit me like, yeah, maybe what all I'm doing is just making excuses, maybe.
Giving reasons, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has 24 hours. Why is it that I can't manage it and other people out there are managing it? Because I used to see so many interviews and I used to try and find motivation, but that in that session he specifically mentioned that no external motivation can get you there.
Right,
It'll have to come from your inside, and you are the only one that can push yourself every day. So
right.
that session actually, push that button inside me and got me doing that. And like Sandeep sir said, you have to put in long sittings, and you have to build that stamina to give the exam as well. So during my end, like 3 4 weeks, all I did was I gave the top 1% mocks and the tests that you have, the sectional tests. So that actually got me in that rhythm of actually solving 31 or 36 questions within that 1 hour's time frame.
Yes.
So these are the few things that like I said, it's Sandeep sir. Totally. I give my score to him.
It's very, very nice to hear this. And now, now 760 is out of your way. There's big, big things coming your way and, bigger chapter to unfold. And we are very, very thrilled to see that. And I genuinely want that big admit coming your way. So have you started applying? Because round one went, it's past. So are you looking at round two, or are you giving it a wait in applying for the next year admission? How is it?
I'm planning to wait and apply for round one next year.
Next.
So this time, actually, I just wanted to get GMAT out of the way because I had been preparing for the old format for so long that I didn't want to shift to the new format after this.
Right.
So I decided, okay, I'll give it this time, and if this time I'm not able to crack it, then I'll give it in Jan again. But I want to crack the old format itself. So that's why I wanted to get GMAT out of the way once.
It worked out very well. So any particular schools in mind right now for you, Khyati?
I honestly I have to get in touch with. I've also spoken to Ranjika and all three once, but
Right.
the schools maybe M7 because of with this score I would like to apply to
Absolutely.
M7
Absolutely.
and maybe ISB was always a dream school sort of for me. So now I'll be applying to M7 and ISB are the ones that I've planned for now. But
Perfect.
let's see. Yeah.
Perfect. There's a lot more to hear, and we are extremely, like I said, if Sandeep sir was here, he would be extremely happy, and
I
we're
was
all
hoping
very.
that he'd be here. I was hoping to
He's
speak to him.
taking class right now. He's in the
Oh,
middle of a class. He's like got
okay.
back-to-back classes. That's why.
Oh,
But
okay.
nevertheless, he's this is from him directly that I'm wishing you all the best, and we're
Thank you.
extremely happy that we could play a part, in the next chapter of your life, which is going to be, a lot more would open up for you. There's so much that you would have to take, and extremely, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what you do in the next 4 years, 5 years. Let's keep connected in LinkedIn. Thank you for
For
sharing
sure.
this. One last thing before you I anticipate your answer, but I would just hear from you. What would you suggest? Maybe one or more, absolutely something an aspirant must do, and one thing they must not. So the do's and the don'ts, you could say, if you would like to just highlight on
So
it.
do's, I would say consistency. Please, you have to maintain consistency and you do everything that Sandeep sir is saying. That is it. That would be the do's because he knows the paper through and through. So you should just follow that. And don'ts, I would say for don'ts, sort of I would come back to the consistency part only that if you don't have the time, put in half an hour a day, but just don't give a gap every day. Keep on building on what you've done so that there should not be a break because there were quite a few times where I had to start from square one because of that gap. I could not build on my concepts. So
Right.
that is something that just don't give gap in your preparation is what my suggestion would be.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Khyati. Thanks for taking our time and
Thank you. My pleasure.
coming in here. And I would definitely convey this message. This will be also seen by Sandeep. I hope that
Yeah, I hope so. I want to give a big thanks to him. That's why I was saying I was hoping that he was here so that I can actually say it live to
but
him. That
this is
thank you
going to
so
be
much.
seen, and he will. This is well received, I would say, from Sandeep, by Sandeep sir also. I can assure you that. But thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you. You
Thank
have
you
a
for
lovely
having me.
evening and all the very best. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.